Only on CBS This Morning, we went behind the scenes to see what the Apollo 11 crew did in the hours before they blasted off for the moon 50 years ago today. Curious, what were they thinking? Tony shows us everything from where they suited up to what they ate for breakfast. He's at the Kennedy Space Center where the historic launch took place. Tony, do tell.
Hey, good morning again, guys. You should be seeing a countdown clock on your screen right now. That's a countdown to the anniversary, and it's similar to the countdown that the astronauts faced 50 years ago today. Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong, they woke up not far from where I'm standing right now, and they woke up with that singular mission in mind. They were to become the first human crew to land on the moon, and not only land, but step out and actually walk on another world. Bob Cabana, former astronaut and the director of the Kennedy Space Center here, guided us through the steps Apollo's lunar pioneers took on that special day. On July 16, 1969, at 4:15 a.m., the astronauts would have woken up here at astronaut crew quarters. They would have been in a bedroom just down this hallway to the right and made their way to the dining room, where on the menu, anything they wanted. But what they happened to choose was scrambled eggs, steak, toast, orange juice, and coffee. How are they thinking about that flight to come?
I think they're thinking you've practiced for it, so you know what to expect.
4:15 a.m. wake up, breakfast, and then they show up here in the
suit room. And so you got your suit on, and you sat down in that seat, and they hook you up these panels to make sure that everything was working correctly before you headed out.
So all suited up now, the three Apollo 11 astronauts walk down this hallway?
Right, with the team supporting them. And the support crew here in crew quarters would be standing at the door cheering and clapping, and they get over here and get on the elevator to go down to get on the Astrovan and go to the pad.
But once you come out those doors and you see the cameras and you see the people, I got to imagine these guys are realizing the whole world is watching.
You walk out and everybody's cheering and clapping, and it just makes you feel proud.
So we were just in the crew quarters where the crew gets dressed.
Right.
This is where, correct me if I'm wrong, the rocket gets dressed.
That's right, the vehicle assembly building.
And the Saturn V is still the biggest rocket ever made, and to put that thing together, you had to build what is still one of the biggest buildings ever made.
Absolutely.
These ceilings are 500 plus feet?
Yeah, I think it's like 535 when you're up on the roof.
We're on our way to the roof.
We're on our way to the roof. We're at the 34 level now, and we're going to get on a different elevator that goes all the way up to the top.
So Apollo 11, 50 years ago.
50 years ago, that pad. The crawler transporter would pick up the mobile launcher with the rocket on it, roll out those big doors, go in less than a mile an hour, and head out that 3.5-mile trek to the pad.
You say 39B is our future?
39B. And then we've been challenged to put the first woman and next man on the moon in 2024, and we're going to make that happen. I think we've got an outstanding future.
And I did ask Cabana about a new CBS poll that shows fewer than 50% of Americans think their country remains the world leader in space exploration. He acknowledged that NASA probably has to do a better job communicating to the public about what he calls the great things they're doing, but he thinks we're still the leader. And to demonstrate it, he says, we'll be going back to the moon in 2024. And then after that, of course, the goal is Mars. Gayle?
The goal is Mars. Tony, that was such a great piece. Part of your piece, we had side by side of what they did back then, and then it showed you walking today in 2019. Very nicely done. Gives me a lot of goosebumps. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.